All right, so let's go ahead and get started. Today's class will be a basic Hatha class, and we're just going to weave in a lot of the Ayurvedic language so that we can understand how the different postures are affecting the dosha, which are the constitution in the body, and also just our, our mental, emotional well-being. Somebody's in the waiting room. So if it feels comfortable for you, let your hands rest in your lap and go ahead and close your eyes. And just don't even try to adjust your breath or anything yet. Just with your eyes closed, feel your body. Feel if there's anywhere that feels uncomfortable or tight. I feel like I have a little gas trapped right here, right now. And just kind of feel, what is my body trying to say? Are there any messages that it's trying to convey? And then let yourself slip into attention on the breath. And at first, just watch the body be breathed. Notice your breath come and go. Relax your jaw. Soften your shoulders. Soften the eyebrow. And even turn your palms up in the lap. Good. And now let's actually act on our breath. We're going to take a deep breath in through the nose. And then open your mouth, drop your jaw down, let the tongue relax in the lower teeth, and exhale out the mouth. So inhale through the nose. Exhale out the mouth. And inhale through the nose. Exhale out the mouth. And then close your mouth and continue to breathe only in and out through the nose. I had a client ask me this weekend, what's the difference between mouth breathing and nose breathing? And when we breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth, it's very opening and relaxing for the lower half of our body. So it actually opens up the energies in the lower part of the body. It makes it easier to have a bowel movement, or if there's any cramping in the, below the hips, menstrual cramping, or into the legs, just that open mouth helps the lower part of the body to relax. When you breathe in and out through the mouth, you activate your sympathetic nervous system, which means you move into the fight or flight reaction. And so you're charged with steroids, with cortisol, and your organs don't get any of that nutrients. It's all shunted towards the muscles so you can flee from the emergency, from that tiger trying to get you. So try not to breathe in through the mouth, only in through the nose, and occasionally out through the mouth, but mostly always in and out through the nose. Okay. So now go ahead and take your right hand to the crown of your head and place your left hand over your belly button. And just use this as a way to ground yourself in your body. And feel yourself whole, all the thoughts, feelings, emotions, and all the physical parts of you, your senses, your feelings, all of you grounded in this physical body. Or maybe two, not so much in. Good, and then bring your right hand down right over the heart. Take a couple more slow breaths. With this gentle touch, we're activating some key marma points in the body. We start with the crown chakra, also known as Adipati, which is the first father. All of the marma react to this one being touched. Our right hand is now on our heart, and our left hand remains over our belly button, which is the convergence of all energy channels in the body. We're just, by touching them, allowing the flow of energy to move through these channels, very similar to rivers, that energy can flow without any restrictions. Good. And then you can bring your left hand up to the heart, or you can just bring your hands into Anjali Mudra, palms together. And we're going to invite a nice deep breath in and just share the sound Om one beautiful time. Good. From here, rub your hands together, create some heat in your palms. Get them really hot. Good. And then cup your palms over your eyes. Blink the eyes a few times so that they can open into the darkness of your hands. And take 3 gentle breaths. Noticing if you can perceive any of that heat radiating off the hands into the eyeballs, nourishing your whole nervous system. Good. From here, soften the shoulders and start to extend your arms all the way out in front of you, just gently gazing into the palms of your hands as you reach all the way out. Good. And then just stretch your fingers out really, really wide and squeeze. Stretch and squeeze. Stretch. Squeeze. Do that 2 more times. Good. And then hug your thumbs inside the wrist. Bring the base inside the hand, fingers, blah, 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 and then bring the base of the wrist together and flip them in and out. Just rotate the wrists around. So if you think of the joint spaces in the body like lakes or pools that are in between 2 rivers flowing, it's often these places that we can get stagnation and build up. Okay, flip them around, go the opposite way. And so it's a really good idea to always move your joints, all the joints every day. Good. Now bring the fingertips to the tops of the shoulders and extend the arms back out, gently warming up the elbows. Good. And then keep your fingertips on your shoulders and do big circles with the elbows. Now we're warming up our shoulder joint. The shoulder joint is the most mobile joint in the body, but it's the least stable. It's made for movement, but not for stability. Good. All right. Go the other way and tap the elbows out in front of the nose. Good. One more time. Good. And then let the hands drop down, out, and reach all the way up. Take a hold of your right wrist with your left hand and pull that hand up and just a little arch to the left. Good. Come back up, switch hands, pull up, and then a gentle bend to the right. Good. Inhale, come up. And now exhale with your arms wide, wide, wide. Reach way back behind you. Really stretch across the front of the chest. Let your fingertips find the floor behind you. Lean back just a little bit. Lift your chin up. Take a deep breath in. And then exhale as you bring the hands back together in front of your heart. Good. From here, interlace your hands. Send the palms out and up. Reach up. Good. And then bring the hands back behind your head. And lower the right elbow towards the right hip and look up towards your left elbow. Good. Inhale, look through the center. And then take the left elbow down and look up at the right elbow. Good. Inhale, come back up through center. Exhale the breath out. And then inhale, reach the arms up. And again, exhale them back behind you. Lean back, lift the chin, take a deep breath in. And then exhale your hands right back to your heart. Good. From here, hands at your sides, extend your legs out in front of you and just stretch the toes and squeeze. Stretch, squeeze, stretch, squeeze. 2 more times. Good, and then rotate the ankles. And then the opposite direction. Good, and then just lean back into your fingertips a little bit and we're gonna draw one knee in and out the other end. We're just gonna kind of bring one and then the other. Good job. Okay, one more little opening for the joints. Flex your feet, sit up nice and tall, and rotate your right foot out to the right. So you externally rotate that, yeah. And then slide the foot open, turn the toes back towards the middle, and slide it back. Open with the opposite leg, slide out, turn the toe, come back. Good, so just go back and forth. We're gonna do it 3 times on each side. Good. And then from here, just transition over and come into child's pose. Knees a little bit wider than the hips, or as wide as the hips, and take the hips right back over the heels. Let your arms reach out in front of you and rest your forehead down on the mat. While you're here, continue to reach down and back through your tailbone and keep your elbows lifted so you're reaching forward and you're getting a nice long stretch all the way from the cervical spine down to the tip of your coccyx. All the way at the tailbone. 2 more nice deep breaths here. Feeling the connection and communication between your belly and your thighs as you move the breath in and out. Great. And then from here, go ahead and inhale and come up to your hands and knees. And we'll move into warming up all of the vertebrae. So with your hands underneath your shoulders and your knees underneath your wrists, inhale, look up, draw the chin up, lift your tailbone up towards the ceiling. And as you do that, draw the toes under. And then exhale, round the back, push the toes back, bring the tops of the feet to the floor, and bring the chin to the chest as you push the floor away from you. Good. Inhale, lift the chin and the tailbone, draw the toes under. Exhale, press back, arch the back, bring the chin to the chest. Let's do that 3 more times. Inhale as you lift the chin and the tailbone. Exhale as you round the back and press the tops of the feet down to the mat. Inhale, lengthen the belly. Exhale, lengthen the back. Good. 1 more time. Inhale, come into the lifted position. So you're lifting your tailbone and your chin. Toes are under. And then from here, shift your hips back over your heels. And then lift your hips up towards the sky. But keep your knees bent and just pedal out the feet 1 at a time. Good job, Ruby. Good, and then come up really high onto the tippy toes, and this time without bending your knees, lower 1 heel at a time. So now it's like we're wagging our tail up into our hips versus just bending into 1 knee. Great. Okay, up on both toes. Press into your hands, see if your head can move back through the arms towards your thighs. And then keeping that gentle bend in your knees, see if you can let the heels melt towards the floor. All right. From here, look up at the space between your hands, and we're just gonna, let's go the other way. Look back towards your feet, and then walk your hands all the way back to the tips of the toes, and then continue that journey and walk up the fronts of your legs. Good. At the top, step your feet out wide as your mat, and just start to swing your arms side to side. Give your kidneys a little tap on the back. And let the spine open. Good. Okay. From here, go ahead and come up to the top of your mat. Step your feet together, and we'll move into our Surya Namaskar. We always start Surya Namaskar on the right side of the body because that is our solar side, and Surya Namaskar is our prostrations, our thanks, our gratitude to the sun. Okay? So take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, gather your hands together in front of your heart. And then inhale, take the arms all the way up and bring the biceps right by the ears. From here, make sure that you can still bend your knees. We don't want to lock out any of our joints. And then shift your pubic bone just a little bit forward and find a gentle back bend just behind the heart. We're not like folding all the way back to the floor. Good, and then inhale, come straight up, and exhale, hinging at your hips, fold forward all the way down. Good, bringing the hands right next to the feet. And then inhale, keeping your hands on the floor, step your right foot back and let the knee come down. Keep your hands down. We're trying to keep this very traditional this morning, so if you can't reach the floor, have your hands on blocks, maybe on your fingertips, or work towards getting your palms flat to the mat. Your knee and ankle joint should be at a 45-degree angle, and you're looking forward. Take a deep breath in here. As you exhale, lift the back knee, squeeze your belly, and step back into downward dog. From here, inhale and shift forward into a high push-up position. Lower the knees down, lift your tailbone, and then bring the chest and chin down between the palms. Ashtanga Pranipatasana, 8-point pose. From here, push your feet back, anchor your pubic bone, and lift your heart. We're only lifting with our back here, so your hands should be out of the equation. Good. From here, we're going to press up to our hands and knees. Take a deep breath in, and then exhale back into downward dog. Beautiful. Look up at the space between your hands. Draw your right foot forward. We started with the right, so we're ending with the right. And then bring that left knee down. Both hands hopefully are working towards being flat on the floor. Look forward. Don't try to lift your chin. You don't need to look up. We want to keep the spine long, so we're just looking about 2 or 3 feet in front of the mat. Good. Go ahead and lift the back knee. Squeeze your belly. Step to the top. And empty the breath as you gently take a hold of the back of your legs and pull your forehead towards the shins. But bend your knees if that's straining on your hamstrings or your back. Great. From here, we're going to slide the hands all the way up the back of the body and then come to standing. Release and reach. Exhale to your heart. Stay with the breath. Inhale, take the arms all the way up. Reach up, look up. Gentle back bend at the top. Exhale, hinge forward at the hips and come all the way down. Bringing your hands to either side of the feet. Inhale, step the left foot back and bring the knee to the ground. Good, deep breath in. Exhale, step back to downward facing dog. One of the great things about Surya Namaskar is that it really gets our lymphatic system moving. So it's acting on our rasa and rakta dhatus, on the lymph and the blood. Beautiful. From here, shift forward into that high push-up position. Exhale, lowering the knees, chest and chin. Good. Press your feet back and lift the heart. Again, we're not using the hands to push up here. We're just using the strength of the back and heaviness in the pubic bone. Good. From here, exhale, push up to your hands and knees and move all the way back into downward dog. Gazing at the space between your hands, step forward with your left foot. And let the right knee come down. Look forward. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Press into that back foot. Lift the knee and step to the top. Empty the breath as you gently pull yourself towards the legs. Good. And then slide your hands all the way back up to your hips. Hook your thumbs into your hips. Draw the shoulders and elbows back. And then bring the back up. Look up. Reach up. Exhale to the heart. Okay, so we're going to add a few things here. Let your hands come to your sides. Take a pausing breath. Good. On your next exhalation, press the palms together in front of your heart. And then as you inhale, interlace your fingers. Send the palms out and up as you lift up onto your toes into palm tree pose. Reach up through the palms of the hands. Good. Exhale the heels down. Take the arms out and fold over the legs. Beautiful. Inhale, step back with that right foot. Let the knee come down. Again, keep your hands flat to the floor or on the floor. Good. Lift the back knee and step back into downward dog. Our next change up here is coming right after this push-up position. So come into your high push-up position and then shift yourself just a little bit more forward so that your shoulders kind of go past your fingertips. Come onto the tops of your feet. Bend into your elbows. And then lower the thighs down. And using the strength of your triceps, resist gravity as you slowly roll down into a Bhujangasana. Beautiful. Right here, pause and take a breath. And then exhale, turn your toes under, squeeze your belly, lift your thighs and knees off the floor, and press all the way back up through the high push-up position, and then back into downward dog. Look at the space up between your hands. Draw the right foot forward and let the left knee come down. Good. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, press into that back toe, lift the back knee, and draw the left foot forward. Empty the breath. Slide the hands up to the hip creases. Draw the elbows and shoulders back. Long spine, strong belly. Come all the way up. Reach up to look up. Exhale to your heart. Bottom of the breath, interlace and inhale. Lift up onto the toes, flip the palms out and up. Reach up. Good. Exhale, lower the heels down, hinge forward. Bring the hands to the feet and step back with your left foot. Knee comes down, look forward. Take a deep breath in here. As you exhale, lift that back knee and step back to downward dog. Inhale to come forward in plank position. Push yourself a little bit more forward so the shoulders are past your fingertips. Come onto the tops of the feet. Soft elbows, lower the thighs. And then just roll down using the strength of your triceps to bring you into a high Bhujangasana. Good, take a breath here. Turn the toes under, lift your knees and thighs, press up through this high push-up position, and then back to downward dog. Look at the space between your hands, step forward with your left foot, and bring the right knee down. Look forward, deep breath in. Good. Exhale, lift that back knee, step to the top, and empty the breath. Good. Slide the hands up the back of the legs, hook your thumbs into your hip creases, draw the elbows and shoulders back. Look forward to come all the way up, reach up and look up. Exhale to your heart. Good. Take a moment now, just rest your hands at your sides, step your feet a little bit wider apart. And just take a standing Shavasana. We have one more Surya Namaskar round to go through. But we just want to offer a little space for the body to digest and assimilate our practice so far. So in Ayurveda, we have 3 dosha, Vata, Pitta, and Kapha, and they each have a sub-dosha. There's somebody in the waiting room. And one of the sub-doshas for Vata is called Vyana Vayu. And it's the circular motion of energy in the body, and it controls your circulation. So if you close your eyes right now, and you just feel into your heart, you can feel the heart beating. And if you kind of dial in your perception and you feel into your limbs, you can feel that Vyana Vayu pulsating all the way out to the toe tips, all the way out to the fingertips. Feeding all of the organs, all of the tissues with this fresh supply of rich oxygenated blood. Great. Okay, coming back to the top of the mat if you're not already there, stepping your feet together. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, gather your hands together in front of your heart. Good. From here, take the arms all the way out and up, reach up and look up. And then exhale, hinge forward. We're going to sweep the arms behind us and then forward. And as the hands sweep forward, you're going to sit down into Utkatasana. Good. And from here this morning, I want you to just reach your arms straight out from your elbows. And if this feels a little bit too intense, you can bring your elbows to your knees and come into this kind of modified prayer position, Utkatasana. Good. Otherwise, arms are straight out in front of you. The weight is falling back into your heels, almost as if you're going to fall back into a chair. Good. Take another deep breath in. Good. Exhale all the way out. And now inhale, shoot up towards the sky. Exhale, hinge forward. Hands on either side of the feet and step back with the right foot. Good. This time, keep the knee up. You've got your hands planted on either side of the left foot. And we're just going to inhale, draw this toe up and back as we straighten out the leg. And then inhale, shift into the lunge. It is nice with blocks. Good. Inhale, draw back. Straighten out that leg, bring the toes up. Good. Exhale, come forward. Good. Inhale, draw back. Good. Exhale, come forward. Plant the hands around your left foot and just step right back into plank. Good. And from here, we're going to lower down past Chaturanga. So Chaturanga, go ahead and come with me. We're going to lower down slowly, all the way down and bring the elbows into the body. So right here when my biceps are right in line with my body, this is a good Chaturanga. I'm going to go all the way to the floor. Good. And from here, let's interlace the hands behind the back. And then reach back through your hands And bring the shoulders and chest off the floor. Good. If this feels pretty solid, you can try lifting the legs. Take 2 breaths here. Nice, strong, full, slow breaths. Good. Release. Bring your hands to your sides and just press back to child's pose. Take 3 resting breaths here. Good. Inhale to the hands and knees. Exhale to downward facing dog. This time bring your feet together so that you're making a triangle. Your hands are your steady base and the feet are the top. Inhale, take the right foot up. Don't open up your hips. Keep your hips squared to the mat. And then exhale, draw it through and step down. Good. We're going to do the same thing we did on the first side. Except we're going to change the breath. So we're going to inhale, look forward, sink into your hips. And then exhale, draw the right foot up, straighten the leg, and bring the forehead towards the shin. Inhale forward into this high lunge. Exhale, draw back, stretching the whole back side of the right leg. One more time. Inhale, come forward. And exhale, press back. Inhale forward into the high lunge position. Bring your hands to the mat on either side of the foot and draw the left foot to the top. Empty the breath as you fold over your legs, and then take your arms out to the sides as you come all the way up. Reach up, look up. Exhale to your heart. Bring the feet together. Inhale, take the arms up. Exhale, fold forward, sweep the arms back and forward. Sit down into Utkatasana. Good. So wherever you were the last time, try the next krama or the next phase up. So if you were here with your elbows on your thighs, then come here. If you were here with your arms extended, then see if you can take them up a little bit. Take another deep breath in. Good. On your next inhale, shoot up towards the sky. Exhale, hinge at the hips and fold forward. Inhale, step your left knee back. Good. Okay. So high lunge position again. This time, step the back foot in just a little bit and come up into warrior one. Good. So reaching forward through that right knee, grounding down through the outer edge of this back foot. Both hips are squared to the short edge of your mat. Take another breath. And then exhale the hands to the mat and step back into downward dog. Inhale forward into plank. Exhale through chaturanga. So we're pausing here and then gently placing ourselves on the floor. Interlace the fingers behind the back. Lift the head, neck, and chest. And if it feels okay here, you can lift the feet, the legs. We took 2 good breaths here. Let's take 3 nice long breaths. Keep reaching back through your arms. Good. Exhale, lower everything down and press back into child's pose. On your next inhalation, come up to your hands and knees, and then back into downward dog. Bring the feet together, coming into that triangle position, and then inhale the left leg up. And exhale, step it through. Step the back foot in just a little bit, set the heel down, warrior one on the left side. Good. So just be mindful here of yourself. If you're trying to be straight up and down like this, it's going to be really crunchy in your low back. So your shoulders actually want to be just in front of your hips. So warrior one actually looks a little bit more tilted. Good. Exhale the hands to the mat. Turn that back heel up and step to the front. Empty the breath. Take your hands out to the sides. Come all the way up. Reach up, look up. And exhale to the heart. Now, standing Shavasana, just let your hands rest at your sides. Let there be a gentle bend in your knees. Close your eyes. Good, and take 2 breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. Let's do one more. Great. Okay, from here now, go ahead and bring your hands to your hips. We're going to move into our balancing postures. They're really great for obviously bringing balance into the body, but what they're even more amazing at doing is helping us to recover when we get off balance in our day. So this is actually training for your nervous system to help you in your life circumstances when things just get out of balance. You're more able to come back to your own center. So start by shifting your weight into your left leg. Don't even lift your right foot, just all your attention into your left leg. And really imagine that you have roots, energetic roots that you can send down through your mat. And even if you're on the 20th floor of a building, all the way down into the ground, anchoring you firmly into this practice. And then start to find some lightness in this right foot. Make sure your left knee is unlocked. And bring this foot either onto the shin or up above the knee onto the inner thigh. And then bring your hands together. And wherever you are, just breathe. If you feel like growing a little, we can take the arms up. These big, beautiful branches coming up and out, bringing in energy and nutrients from the sun, feeding our whole body and all the way down into the earth. Good. From here, we're going to bring the hands back together, bring them back down to your heart. Now here's a tricky transition, but most transitions are. We're going to release this right foot and bring the knee forward. And then you're going to reach back and take a hold of the inside of your foot, not the outside, the inside. Keep your left hand on your heart and then start to pour yourself forward like you're a little teacup. Good, and then reach your left arm out in front of you once you find a stable posture here. In Natarajasana, King Dancer pose. Good, and then just come back up, step this foot down, and shake it out. Good. Okay, standing stable in both legs, start to shift your attention into the right leg. Roots growing all the way down, firmly anchoring you into this practice, into this moment, into this breath. And then place this left foot, same place you had it on the other side. Or you might find that this side's a little bit different and you can have a different position. Hands together in front of your heart. Once you feel stable here, you can let your branches grow up towards the sun. See if we can take 2 steady breaths here. Swaying in the wind. Good. Exhale, bring the hands back to your heart. Shift this leg off. Go ahead and take a hold of the inside of the foot. Place your right hand on your heart. And what you want to do is you start to tip forward. Like you're in Dhanurasana, you want to push this left foot back into your hand. Kick it back. Yeah, and then you start to pour or tip forward. And once you feel steady here, then you can take that right arm out. So these postures, they take fortitude, they take surrender, so that we don't get too attached to having to be in them. All right, so whatever that was, that's what it was. Go ahead and shake your legs out. Good, and step back up to the top of your mat. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, Anjali Mudra, hands together at the heart center. Good, take the arms out and up. And then exhale, slowly fold over the legs. Hands land next to the feet and just walk back into downward facing dog. Good. From here, shift forward all the way, shoulders past the fingertips. Bring the tops of the feet down and do this roll down, this kind of reversing into Bhujangasana all the way down this time. And then finally extend your arms all the way out. I'm going to move back here. Good. So arms are extended out, forehead's resting on the mat. And then bend your knees and sway your feet side to side. And then just relax. Feet down, forehead down. 3 long breaths. This is called pranam asana or pranam. And it's a posture you'll see yogis doing all over India as they prostrate themselves to their selected deity or god. But what I find it very helpful for is humility and innocence. There's something very innocent about being able to lay in such a surrendered posture in front of, Source. Good. From here, go ahead and bring the elbows back. We're going to come into Sphinx pose. Elbows right underneath your shoulders. But instead of having your palms flat down, I want you to bring them together and interlace your fingers. And then with the pinky that's kind of left underneath, just draw him in, almost like you're getting ready for a headstand. And here I want you to press down into the mat with the outer bone of your arm. And as you press down, you're also going to pull forward, right? So I want to act as if I'm going to pull my chest through the arms. My pubic bone is very heavy and anchored into the earth. And actually, I'm kind of rounding my back so that I can press the pubic bone down, find length in my spine, and draw my heart through so I can open up across the chest, activating pranavahasrotas, the respiratory system. Good. And then from here, relax into your shoulders, or just relax them a little bit. And then cross your right forearm parallel to the top edge of your mat, but make sure your elbow's underneath your shoulder. Bend your left knee, reach back and take a hold of the top of this foot, and gently pull the heel towards the glute. So you can be here. If it feels comfortable, you can spin your fingers around, push the heel into the glute here. Good. Keep pressing your right elbow down into the mat, so don't sink into this shoulder. And then just gently look back towards your left elbow. Beautiful. Take another deep breath here. Good. And then gently let this go. Don't let it slingshot away from you. And come back through Sphinx for just a breath or two. Good. And then left forearm parallel to the short edge. Bend your right knee. Reach back and take a hold of the right foot. And gently pull this heel towards the glute. Again, don't sink into your left shoulder. Keep pressing into that elbow. And look back over the right shoulder towards your right elbow. One more breath. Gently release. Come back through Sphinx for just a moment. Good. And then lower yourself to the floor. Bring your arms along your sides and turn your cheek to one side. One long breath. Good. And then turn your head the other way and take one more breath. Good. Now bring your forehead to the floor. Bend your knees and reach back for the tops of the feet or the ankles. And start by emptying your breath. And then inhale, press your knees into the floor and lift your hips away from the floor. So it's not moving into the position yet. And then press your hips down and lift your knees up as you come into Dhanurasana. Good. Reaching up through the toes. Try to keep the knees moving towards each other rather than away from each other. Good. And once you're up, let's take 2 breaths here. As we breathe, the diaphragm moves, so there's a gentle rocking on the belly. Good, one more breath. And slowly let the legs come down. Release the feet. Good, and you're going to press up and back into child's pose. Good, we're going to rest in child's pose for 2 minutes. So make it comfortable. If you need a cushion in between your thighs and your calves, maybe you want a block underneath the forehead. That feels really, really good. Just settle in. And see if you can incorporate a 4-second breath. So you inhale for 4 seconds and exhale for 4 seconds. With a gentle pause in between the breaths. This is Balasana, and we call it child's pose. Bala is child, but Bala also means strength. And this posture is activating quite intensely a pair of marma points called Shakti Urvi. And so this Balasana is very strength fortifying. It builds up the energy in the legs and the hips, and it strengthens our Agni, our digestive fire. And it's also very good for our nervous system because our kidneys and adrenals, which sit here in the lower part of our back, they're getting a nice stretch right now. So any unprocessed physical substance or emotional substance that the kidneys are filtering is being released now. So it's easier for the body to do its work when we stretch and compress all of our parts. It's like they have a spa day. Okay, from here, we're going to inhale and just walk ourselves so that we come to sit on our shins in Vajrasana. And then you're just going to shift your hips to one side. I'll start to the right. And we're going to interlace the fingers behind the back, or the hands behind the back. And from here, you're going to lower your left elbow towards the toes as you turn your head, like we did in the beginning, to look up at the right elbow. So it's a much deeper stretch than we were doing in the beginning of class in our warm-up. Now we're really getting deep into the hip area. Good, one more breath here. Inhale, coming back up, just roll the head to center. Hands at your sides, we're just going to shift over to the opposite side. Interlace the fingers behind the back, take a deep breath in, and then exhale, draw the right elbow towards the right toes as you look up towards the left elbow. Nice deep stretch all the way from the lower hip all the way up to the elbow. 2 more deep breaths. It can be hard to breathe here, so really focus on breathing into the left side of your body. Really activating your pranavahasrotas, the prana carrying channels. Good. Inhale, come back up through center. Let your hands come to your sides and just sweep your legs out in front of you. Okay. So now we're going to move through a series of forward folds and some gentle twisting because they go really, really well together. It's really great toning for our spine. So if you have blocks, take them and place, you probably have regular blocks. I love these little mini blocks because they're travelable and they have so many more height options. So I'm going to start with something pretty modest. Okay. In Paschimottanasana, good. You want to make sure that you can feel your sits bones connected to the floor. So you want to kind of shift that flesh around. Yeah. And make sure you're right on that bony part of your butt. All right, flex your feet. Inhale the arms up. And then exhale, just like we did in our standing forward fold, you want to hinge at the hips, coming all the way forward. And then hands can come down and you can rest your forehead on the blocks. You want to keep your feet active. Keep
kicking your heels away from you and drawing your toes towards your face. Let your head rest, let your arms rest, let everything rest except for the backs of the legs are really flexing, and that's where we can feel this stretch. So take a few deep breaths here. Slow your mind down, slow your breath down. And see if even in this position, this uncomfortable state, that we can still be in control of our breath. Slow the breath down. Allow your mind and thoughts to be neutral. Good. If your head's on a block, just lift the head, look towards the feet. Good. And then start to lift up just the chest part of you, and then walk your hands back. Good. From here, draw the right knee in, take it up and over the left leg, and then wrap your left arm around the front of the right shin. Take your right hand behind you. Take a deep breath and sit up nice and tall, and then twist to look back over that right shoulder as you empty the breath out. Good. We're going to incorporate a longer twist in a little bit, so we'll gently release out of this one. Good. Bring your right foot back over, and this time just let the right knee lower towards the floor as we move into Janu Sirsasana. So now take the block to the outside of your left shin or left calf. Take your left arm behind you and reach your right arm up. Now from here, hinge forward and exhale as you cross your right arm over to the outer edge of your left foot and bring your head to the blocks here. Good. Keep flexing this foot and folding forward. You might find that you can go down a little bit deeper. Let's take one more nice long breath here. And then we're going to swing this left arm all the way around and take it. So we cross the arms now, and we're folding towards the knee. 2 more long breaths. Keep flexing this left foot. As you come up now, press the center of your hamstring down into the mat as you sit all the way back up. Bring the right knee up, extend the leg out, and here we go, right back into Paschimottanasana. Inhale the arms up, and then exhale, fold forward. This time, now regardless of whether you can reach your feet or not, if you can't, you're going to bend your knees. But what I want you to do is take your peace fingers, reach in between your big toe, and with your thumb, press the base of your nail bed on your big toe. What camera am I looking at? Good. And if you can have straight legs, that's great. That's your posture. If you can't, that's great. That's your posture. And just come into this position in a way that feels comfortable and right for your body. But whatever position you're in, you want to squeeze the big toe. 3 more breaths here. This point that we're pressing is called Kshipra. And it activates the Kundalini energy at the base of the spine. But it also activates what we call Apanavayu, which is the grounding downward energy in the body. So if you're ever feeling ungrounded or anxious or very nervous, kind of like an untethered balloon, you can reach down and squeeze your big toe, and it will anchor all of your energies back into the body. Okay, go ahead and lift your head off the blocks first. Look forward just a little bit. Straighten your arms out as you push away from your feet. Good, and then just walk yourself up the legs. Bring the left knee in and over. Wrap your right arm around the front of the left shin. Take your left arm behind you. Sit up nice and tall. Deep breath in. And then as you exhale, gently turn to look over your left shoulder. Gentle twist on the left side. Keep your right foot active. With each exhalation, squeeze the belly button towards the spine. As you inhale, find a little length. Exhale, find a little twist. Good. Slowly unwind. Bring this left foot over and down, and then take your blocks to the outside of your right thigh, the calf. Right hand behind you. Inhale, lift up through the left arm. And then exhale, crossing your left arm over the right leg to the outside of your right foot and bringing your forehead to the block on the opposite side. 3 deep breaths. Same activity in the legs for all 3 of these postures. We're flexing the right foot, pressing the right hamstring down into the mat as we fold over the leg. Good. Now we're going to sweep this right arm all the way around, cross it over the left, and bring the forehead more onto the shin or over the shin than it was on the block. 2 more breaths here. Flex this foot, really press the right hamstring down as you walk yourself all the way up. Good, bring this left knee up and out one more time. Inhale the arms up and exhale forward into Paschimottanasana. You might find that you can have no block this time or less of a lift in the block. Good, take a hold of that Chipura Marma point on the big toe and bring the forehead towards the shins. Nice, long, deep breaths. Let's take 2 more breaths here. Good, really flex your feet, flex your toe. Press into that toe as you lift yourself up just a little bit and then walk yourself all the way up. Great. Right from here, we're just going to shift ourselves forward a little bit and extend the arms out in front of us. Yeah, you got it. Then from here, you want to lean back. You don't want to roll back. You want to keep your spine long and just kind of tilt back and lift the feet. Navasana or Naukasana, 2 names, same position. Boat pose, feeling very strong. Good, go ahead and sit up, set the feet down, and now roll all the way down. Nice and slow, 1 vertebrae at a time, all the way down. Great. From here, go ahead and take your arms out nice and wide. Bring your feet up just a little bit more, and then just sway the knees side to side. Good. Pause in the middle. Let the knees collapse towards each other. Bring your hands to your heart or to your belly and just rest for 3 breaths. Always allowing just a little bit of space between practices so that our whole system can digest, absorb, and assimilate our practice. Everything needs to be digested. Okay, so from here, go ahead and let your arms be at your sides. We're going to bring the knees up and extend your left leg out and bring the right foot up towards the ceiling. And take a hold of the back of your right hamstring and gently pull the toes towards the forehead. Keep flexing your right foot, kicking your right heel up towards the ceiling. Good, release, switch sides. Take a hold of the back of your left hamstring, flex your left foot, gently pull this left foot towards the head. Keep flexing your right foot. Good, release. This time pull the right knee into your chest, left leg is extended. Let's switch sides. Left knee into the chest. Good, this time go ahead and place your right ankle on top of your left knee, and then again, take a hold of the back of your left hamstring and gently pull the knee towards the chest. This time, both knees are bent, and we're getting a deep stretch into the right hip. We tend to stuff our unprocessed emotions into our hips. And so when we work in stretches like this where we're getting into the hip area, we can release a lot of emotion. Let's go ahead and switch sides. So if you feel any of that coming up, let it out. The tissue needs to release it. We don't want to hold it in the body. It needs to be processed and eliminated. Go ahead and release. Now I want you to take a hold of the front of your right knee and the top of your left thigh. So you've got your legs in opposite positions. You're going to pull the right one towards you as you push your left one away from you. So kind of resist, resist, resist. Switch sides. So you're going to pull now the left and push the right. Pull, push, pull, push, pull, push. Good. Now hold the outside of your legs, and you're going to squeeze your arms in towards the center as the legs try to push open. So resisting and pushing in the arms and the hips. Good. And release. And now if you have a block, we're going to take this block in between the knees, set the feet down. And now what we're going to do is don't do it yet, but we're going to squeeze this block as hard as we can with our knees. And what happens is through time and through sitting too much, these little tiny muscles right around the pubic bone can get almost atrophied, like they're in a spasm. And so what we're going to do is we're going to squeeze this, and it can pop. You can feel a little pop down in the hips, in the pubic area, but it's just that tension kind of releasing out of those muscles. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, squeeze. Squeeze it as tight as you can. Tighter, 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 and release. Good. Go ahead and remove the block out of the way. That feels so good. Okay. Take your arms out to a T. Bring the knees up. And slowly exhale the knees over to the left side. And let your gaze come all the way over as we look over. Good. And then once you're settled, trace your chin across your chest and look out over your right arm. Now we're going to be here a little bit longer than we would in a normal twist. We're going to stay here for 2 minutes, almost like a restorative or yin posture. So find a way that you can be here comfortably. If you need to not be so open or twisted, you can be looking at the ceiling. You can be looking over your right shoulder. Your right arm can be bent or straight or reaching up. And just kind of find these variances of this particular posture that work for you. And then close your eyes and treat it almost like a shavasana. Let the shape of the body do the work, and you just focus on breath and relaxation. There's nothing that needs to be contracted in this posture. It's being contracted just by the shape. So we don't have to actively engage any muscles. We can really surrender into this position. And this position is a deep detoxification for the whole body. We are squeezing and stretching the organs of the abdomen, our digestive organs, the liver, spleen, all of these internal organs are getting stretched and squeezed. Good, 1 more minute here. Nice long breaths. I've been reading lots of research about yoga and supporting cancer patients. And one of the things I came across was being in reclined twists is very rejuvenating for the body. So it helps the body to eliminate toxins. And it also supports the body in feeding and nourishing all of the organs with new, fresh food, fresh oxygen and blood. Okay. To come out, go ahead and look up towards the ceiling if you're not already. And then press down through your right shoulder as you bring the knees up through the center. And let's just take a hold of the front of the knees and gently pull the forehead and knees together. Give yourself a big squeeze. Good, and then lower the head back down, arms out to a T, let the knees roll over to the right. Good, and just kind of working yourself into what feels like your right twist this morning, your reclined, your reclined twist. Good. Go ahead and soften all parts, scanning over the body and offering an extra breath or two to any areas that you find holding tension or stress. Just watch the body breathe. Yoga is such great self-care. I think so many of us use it as exercise, but it's so much more than exercise. Good. One more minute here, breathing nice and deep. And what we're doing is we're activating our parasympathetic nervous system so that we can be in this position that feels like it's stressful for the body, but our mind and emotions are relaxed. Catch your mind if you start to wander off and just gently guide it back to the breath. Just a few more moments here. Good. To come out, go ahead and look up towards the ceiling. Bring the knees up. Good. Wrap your arms around the fronts of the shins. Bring your forehead towards the knees and give yourself a nice big hug. Good. And then set your head down, set your feet down. All right, so something that we're going to do that's also really good to helping us relieve trauma and stress from the body. I love this. Ruby, I feel like I'm laying on the floor with you right now. Is that we don't shake. And most all animals in wild, and even our cats and dogs, our domesticated animals, they shake to release trauma. So we noticed we were with a friend yesterday, and the dog accidentally bumped into one of us as we were walking. Dog stopped and shook it off and then carried on. So we're going to shake it off this morning. So what I want you to do is press into your feet, and you're just going to start to like shimmy and shake in your skin. And you can even start to incorporate some audible release, like and keep sending your feet a little bit further out. Shake, shake, shake. Take the feet a little bit further. Shake, shake, shake. And really just let everything get loose. Let all of this melt away from the tissue. Good. All the way. Legs totally extended now. Just flapping your little feet around. Good. And then shake. And be still. Go ahead and put your body in a position that feels comfortable. Aligning your spine. Maybe putting a bolster under the head or the knees. And just surrender. And send your energy all the way out to the extremities. So all of your awareness is in your hands and your feet. Good. And then squeeze the feet, the face, and the fists as tight as you can. Tight, 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 tighter. Tighter, tighter, tighter. And release. Let your awareness scan over, around, and through the body. Just kind of looking to see if there's anybody with the light still on. It's lights out time. And we want all of the body to relax and surrender, to soften, and to breathe. One of our strongest powers Our greatest strength is our imagination. We often say, oh, it's all in your head, which is pretty amazing, actually. And so with our imagination, we're able to visualize, we're able to materialize and manifest the things that we want and maybe even things we don't want. But right now, we're going to work on visualizing a grid of lights, almost like you're looking at gridded paper, but it's lights. And we're going to lay on this grid of lights like it's a table. So in your mind, see your whole body lying on this grid of beautiful lights. And they're kind, they're loving lights. It almost feels like they're hugging you as you lay down. We're going to gently ask that these lights assist us in a healing process. So feel free at any time to verbalize what I'm requesting you to do, or you can just say it in your mind. But the first thing that we need to do here is just to state our name. So my name is Cory Marie Tixier, and I call on my highest self, I call on my healing team, and I call on my ancestors. I also call on the energies and vibration of the light and ask for all of their assistance in removing all negativity, all viruses, all bacteria, all emotions, thoughts, and feelings that do not serve me to be released from all of my bodies, from the most subtle part of me to the most physical part of me. All negativity released. We'll allow a moment for this to take place. And then we ask the lights to please remove this negativity, these harmful energies, bacteria, and viruses. We now need them removed from all dimensions on which we exist. We ask that all this negative energy, vibrations, thoughts, feelings, emotions, viruses, and bacteria be removed from all of our lifetimes, past, present, and future. We've released the negative, and now we'll return the positive. We ask for these guides, our support teams, and the lights to now return to us all of our strengths, all of our gifts, all of our boons, all be returned to us, to all of our parts, from the most physical part of me to the most subtle part of me, all of my gifts returned. We ask that all of these gifts, strengths, and boons be returned to all of our realms that we exist in, all of the dimensions, the 1st through 9th dimension. And we ask that all of our strengths, powers, gifts, and boons be returned to us in all of our lifetimes, past, present, and future. Now make a statement to release or return all maternal energy to your mother and all paternal energy to your father. And if you have children, take a moment and return all of their energy to them. It doesn't separate you from them. It only makes you both more whole. Once you've returned your energies, then reclaim your own. Ask for your energies back from your mother and back from your father and back from your children. And let them integrate as part of your beautiful whole. Take a moment in this very still space to feel neutral, not positive or negative, just equanimity, balance in between. Take a moment and give thanks to the light, to your ancestors, to your healing team, and to your highest self. Make a statement that I am now grounded fully back in my physical body on planet Earth. And take a deep breath in. As you exhale, gently wiggle the fingers and toes. Maybe start to move the ankles, the wrists, elbows, knees, and nose. Good. Reach your arms all the way up, stretch your whole body. And then gently roll to the left side. And make your way back up to a seated posture. Good. We kind of ran out of time for yoga this morning, so if you guys have to go, please don't let me hold you up. But I'm just going to end with a little bit of pranayama so that we're complete. And this morning we'll do just a little bit of alternate nostril breathing. So what we do is we make Vishnu Mudra with the right hand. We drop the index and middle finger, and then close the right nostril with the thumb. Inhale through the left. Close the left with your ring finger, and then exhale out the right. So if this feels weird, don't even worry about what finger. Just inhale, close your left nostril, inhale through the right. Close the right nostril and exhale out the left. Inhale left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Exhale left. Good. Now return your breathing to normal. And just sit quietly for a moment or two. Just listening and watching the body be breathed. Bring your hands together in front of your heart. And take a moment bowing your forehead to your fingers or drawing your chin in. And just thanking yourself for getting here, for being here, for doing this, even if it's new or old. It's new with me. So thanks for joining. And thank you for trusting us. And we wish you all a beautiful day. We'll close our class with one beautiful Om. Inviting a nice deep breath in. Thanks again. Hope to see you next week or even more often than that. If you guys have any questions about our class or anything that we covered today, please feel free to hang out for a little bit. We'll answer some questions, or always just email us. We're really open communicators. Have a great weekend. Mwah. Namaste.